path, a stretch from Rashtrapati Bhavan to India Gate that will have red granite walkways with green areas all around, refurbished canals, state-wise food stalls, new amenity blocks and vending kiosks. With no end to the hijab row, hearing continues in the Supreme Court for the second day today. The bench has so far orally observed that no one is prohibited from wearing the hijab. The bench would continue hearing arguments in the matter today. This morning, Prime Minister Modi is set to unveil a statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose near India Gate in the national capital today. The black granite statue with a height of 28 feet will be placed under the canopy near India Gate. The statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose will be installed in the same place where a hologram of Netaji was unveiled earlier this year on Parakram Divas by Prime Minister to mark the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji. At least 4,255.
Why was the family member given permission to put on the marbles and the lighting over the grave?
पूरे दिल्ली में नेताजी की इस तरह की प्रतिमा आज तक नहीं थी, आजादी के बाद अब बनी है।
Netaji statue to be unveiled. Why was it not done earlier? Was there an erasing of the Netaji legacy in the past? It is time for all freedom heroes to get their due. Arnab debates at 10 p.m.
देश प्रेम का ज्वार, राष्ट्रवादी विचार, रिपब्लिक भारत तैयार, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
Third edition of Ram Jethmalani Memorial Lecture Series. Has the need for a uniform civil code become imperative today? Honorable guest speakers Shri Arif Muhammad Khan, Justice Kurian Joseph, Shrimati Madhavi Goradia Diwan, Shri Asaduddin Owaisi, Shri Baijayant Jay Panda, Shri Faizan Mustafa. The third edition of Ram Jethmalani Memorial Lecture Series, 17th September from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. only on Republic TV.
From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on the debate at 10. Presented by new Citroën C3. Powered by Reva University, Green Ply and Amrita Hospital, Faridabad.
And ladies and gentlemen, it was truly a phenomenal tribute to Netaji today. It was a moment of collective pride for all the citizens of India as Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled that magnificent 28 feet statue of Netaji on the newly renamed Kartavya Path. This is a tribute that was long due, and the Prime Minister said so, because almost 70 years are the rich legacy, the contribution, the sacrifice, the role, the leadership of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was not only played down by Congress governments, but actively suppressed. Tonight it is time to question those who played down the soaring contribution, personality, role, personal sacrifice of Netaji. But first, here is what happened on Kartavya Path, and then we shall debate that.
It was a fitting tribute to Netaji as India shed another layer of its colonial past. The Prime Minister unveiled a glorious 28-feet statue of Netaji at Kartavya Path today.
यहाँ ब्रिटिश राज सत्ता के प्रतिनिधि की प्रतिमा लगी हुई थी। उसी स्थान पर नेताजी की मूर्ति की स्थापना करके आधुनिक और सशक्त भारत की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा भी कर दी है। ये अवसर ऐतिहासिक है, ये अवसर अभूतपूर्व है। हम सभी का सौभाग्य है।
This replacement of King George V statue that was housed here was a long time due.
राजपथ का नाम कर्तव्य पथ करने का निर्णय इस बात की याद दिलाएगा कि लोक सेवा का मूल सार जनता पर राज करना नहीं बल्कि जनता की सेवा करना ही हमारा कर्तव्य है।
Unveiling of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's statue and renaming of Rajpath as Kartavya Path at this event where Prime Minister is speaking is not just about mainstreaming of Netaji. It is about mainstreaming a thought which was brushed under the carpet. It is about reclaiming that swagger, that thought that once British left, they should have left forever.
After years of suppression, it is a true celebration to Netaji's unmatched legacy and indelible contribution.
हमारा भारत सुभाष बाबू की राह पर चला होता तो आज देश कितनी ऊंचाइयों पर होता। दुर्भाग्य से हमारे इस महान नायक को भुला दिया गया।
India is shedding the shackles of the Raj.
आज देश का विचार और देश का व्यवहार दोनों गुलामी की मानसिकता से मुक्त हो रहे हैं। ये मुक्ति हमें विकसित भारत के लक्ष्य तक लेकर के जाएगी।
It is time all our true freedom struggle heroes get their due.
नेताजी, नेताजी, नेताजी।
Let's debate.
On the debate this evening, General G.D. Bakshi, Anuj Dhar, Ardhendu Bose, nephew of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and Sanju Verma of the BJP, Professor Manojit Mandal of the TMC, Shikha Mukherjee and Abhishek Sudhir, who is representing the Tiranga Shakha. Thank you so much, everyone. So, Ardhenduda, I want to start with you. You were at the event, you've experienced the whole event there today, personally yourself. Your thoughts first, and you heard the Prime Minister speak. Your thoughts, your big takeaway today after that event.
Well, my takeaway really is that 75 years later, a tribute was paid to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. And as far as I'm concerned, it was long overdue. But then it's done, and we're all happy. And I have to thank our Prime Minister, who has achieved this, and he has been persistently following and supporting Netaji's ideals. And I can speak for myself, for my family. and we're very grateful. Well, it should have been done a long time ago, 75 years ago, but then it wasn't done. The powers that be at that time didn't think it was right or was suitable for them to do it. But that, who am I to say about my own family?
Yeah, no, of course, you're being very graceful about it, but I'll be more direct. I'll be more direct, and I'll take that to General Bakshi. Why was Netaji not given his due for 77 years? Why were requests made for a memorial many times ignored or rejected? What is the history of it, General Bakshi? Why didn't 18 successive governments in independent India bat an eye?
Arnab, let me say unequivocally, it has been a battle of narratives. We have done from our side, as a military historian, I've tried to do a very objective study. We have gone with a tooth comb through the transfer of power archives in London, and to anybody who cares to read, who has eyes to read, it is as crystal clear as daylight that Netaji and the INA played a decisive role in India's attainment of freedom. It's all very nice to say that a whole lot of people contributed, but go through what the British are saying. Go through the appreciation of Field Marshal Auchinleck. Go through what Field Marshal Wavell, then the Viceroy, wrote to the King George V, wrote to Clement Attlee. He said, we have just 18 months in which to quit with grace. There is a British Indian army of 2.5 million, 25 lakhs, who are combat hardened, who have beaten the Germans, the Italians, the Japanese. And they have their own 25,000 officers, which they didn't have in 1857 when they revolted the first time. If we have just 40,000 Gora soldiers here. The writing is on the wall. Because of Netaji and the INA, we have lost the trust and the faith and the allegiance of the Indian soldier. He cannot be counted upon to now bank the Raj, bail out the Raj. We might as well quit with grace when we can. Evacuation plans were drawn up. When the trials were held of the INA, November, December 45, evacuation plans of the British family.
But more reason.
The hasty retreat has been beaten from Kabul.
But more reason why this did not happen earlier. Difficult question. We now know. Why was the long-standing demand for a memorial not always ignored earlier? No, let's not be defensive. And I truly believe today Mamata Banerjee said she does not need to go for the event, and she said, Manojit Mandal, am I a bonded labor of the central government? I do wish that she had kept politics out of it. She said, an undersecretary wrote a letter to me, but considering the occasion, she should have gone. But there are larger questions here today. And I think this should not be seen in terms of who takes political credit for it. If credit is to be taken, it should be taken where it is due. In this case, Manojit Mandal, would you not say that despite whatever animosity you feel for the BJP, they have done as a central government what no government did for over 75 years?
It is. Can I reply?
Yes.
It is such a deep regret that a political party which doesn't believe anything that Netaji stood for, whether Netaji's economic vision, for example, the planning commission was conceived of by Netaji. For example, Netaji's idea of inclusive India, his idea of nation as an exclusive entity, communal harmony, a person, a hero who wanted India to develop as an united nation. He is being celebrated, appropriated politically by a political party who does not believe anything that he stood for. I repeat, including respecting women and There lies the question about why Mamta did not attend the meeting. You, meaning the BJP and the central government, insulted the only chief minister, woman chief minister in this country, and you talk about Netaji's legacy.
1 minute, let him finish, I'll come. Sanju, let him finish.
That is the irony. That is the irony. That is the irony. I repeat, that is the irony. How many statues Mr. Modi built in Gujarat when he was the chief minister?
What kind of rubbish is this man talking?
Come to Bengal. Come to Bengal. We will show what Netaji stands for us.
This man has zero logical,
not just in the streets of Calcutta, not just in the educational institutions.
He talks rubbish every evening.
Please stop. This is what you talk about Netaji. Freedom of expression. You don't believe even that. Freedom of expression.
We don't need a lecture.
No, I think
standing for the poor,
standing
for the downtrodden.
Mr. Mandal, every day you make things political, but thank Mr. Mandal, may I please, Mr. Mandal, allow me a moment. I truly believe today was not the day. Yes. But you know, there are serious issues. My friend Anuj Dhar, who has done remarkable work as a historian, author and researcher on Netaji. In fact,
stays outside the country only 4 days back.
Sir, just 1 minute. 1 minute. There are serious issues here, but I'll let Sanju respond right now. I don't think this was an attempt at appropriating.
Refute me on fact.
No, I don't think this was an attempt at appropriating.
When did you invite Anita Bose? Only 4 days back.
Right. I don't think this was an attempt at appropriating. I don't think the Prime Minister was trying to appropriate Netaji. Nobody can.
The Chief Minister of Bengal, you invited the closest of Netaji's family 4 days back.
May I please? This cannot be a monologue.
So you wanted precedence for your political leaders? How can you do that? How can you seek that? You would seek precedence for political leaders over those from who are linked to the INA?
For us, it is not just kartabya or a path. For us, it is not just a symbolic gesture of kartabya and path.
Okay, thank you, Monojit. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Monojit. I don't want to make this completely political, though I will let Sanju respond. Thank you, Monojit. Thank you.
Thank you. Arnab, I want to say one thing very categorically, that any sane Indian today has every reason to be extremely proud, cutting across political ideologies whatsoever. Point number 2, I do not wish to politicize it, but I'm duty bound to make a rebuttal to some of the allegations that were made. I want to say that the Modi government has not woken up one fine evening. Starting 29th April 2016, we started the long pending demand of declassification of Netaji's file. Come 2019, for the first time, members of the Azad Hind Force, the Indian National Army, they were given their due at the Republic Day celebrations in 2019, something which did not happen for over 6 decades. Then, come 2021, last year we decided that 23rd January will be celebrated every year in the honor of Netaji as Parakram Divas to honor his valor and his sacrifices. And I just want to end by saying one small thing. Last year, anyone who has even a vaguely nice memory remembers that when Prime Minister Modi went to Kolkata to celebrate Parakram Divas and Mamata Banerjee was sitting there right in front of him on the dais, just because some people in the vicinity started chanting slogans of Jai Shri Ram. Mamata Banerjee, disregarding every available protocol, walked out of the dais in a huff, tearing 2 hoots about Netaji.
Okay, Sanju, Ardhendu Da wants to come in. I will allow him. I don't want to have a BJP TMC fight over this. I'm putting this in a certain context, and I'd like to bring Ardhendu and Anuj into the debate. Abhishek will come in. Shikha Mukherjee will come in. Ardhendu Da, you wanted to make an intervention there. Yeah.
Yes. I just want to.
You insulted the woman chief minister even last year in front of others.
Can I mentioned specifically. Thank you, please. Let Ardhendu Bose please speak. Thank you. Yeah, Shikha and Abhishek on the right. Yeah.
I just wanted to relate a personal experience I've had with Mr. Modi. When he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, just a year before he became Prime Minister, which is like 2013 or something like that, you know, my wife's got all these ideas. She says, I want to meet Narendra Modi. So I said, what for? You know, we live in Mumbai. She said, well, I think he's a great guy. So I wrote to him, I said, fine, you know, can I come and meet you? Within 3 days, and normally you don't get replies in 3 days from chief ministers and prime ministers. Within 3 or 4 days, his office replied to me and said, sir, when would you like to come? And we went to meet him. And he, you know, my father was in Gujarat. He was in the textile business, etc. So when I walked into he invited us to his home. It was before he became Prime Minister. And he spoke in great length about Netaji. He had made speeches about Netaji, the amount of respect he had Netaji. He had made a study about where my father was, where my father's textile mill was. He had the lot. He had everything. And so after that, when we left, I told him, he said, look, I'm campaigning for Prime Minister of India. He was so impressed. And I said, hum aayenge aapko badhai dene ke liye. And this was in 2013. And I'm sure he remembers that.
So
that's the sort of a man he is.
Absolutely. Now I want to come to the moot point here. Abhishek, just coming to you. Today we must ask more, Anuj, who tried to suppress Netaji's contributions? Because if we don't ask that question, if we are simply in a celebratory mood, then we will live with many other mistakes in the future. Is that question not relevant, more relevant today? Anuj, you think?
It has become all the more important for us to ask this question. Today, Prime Minister talked about Pran Pratishtha of a new nation. Now, to put that in perspective, like imagine this is the year 1965, and we are like 20-year-old people. We are walking down the Rajpath, Kingsway, and what we see the statue of King George VI. What kind of psychological makeup with people we grow up with?
Yep.
So till 65, you had the statue of King George VI in the heart of Delhi.
Yep.
Now the new generation from today onwards, when they go to Rajpath, they go to the National War Memorial, they see Netaji's statue there. So the new India would be entirely different. So Prime Minister did have a, of course he has great logic in everything he says, but this one, the Pran Pratishtha of the new nation, I think he has, this is coming from his heart. And I would second Mr. Bose. Modi ji, I think we should, and I would say even in favor of Didi also, by the way. First of all, be very clear that both Mamta Didi and Modi ji have highest regard for Netaji. Now for last 20-30 years, Mamta Didi has talked about him. Likewise, Modi ji has also regard, don't forget in Vadodara, which is the constituency of Mr. Modi before he of course switched on to Kashi, Varanasi. He had a statue of Netaji made in the heart of the city when he was a Gujarat Chief Minister. So let's not impute any motive. Yeah. He was talking about Netaji even as Gujarat Chief Minister when his name was not taken as the Prime Minister of the country. Likewise, I would repeat that even Didi has talked about Netaji for 20-30 years.
But there's no balancing act
here. For us, people who are researching about Netaji, but no, I'm not balancing, but I'm saying we are very happy. As a researcher, I'm very happy.
Of course.
For the first time in 30, 40, in 70 years, both the Chief Ministers in Bengal and central government are pro-Netaji.
Absolutely.
This never happened.
No.
There is. So we want to make the best of it.
Now the moot point. The historical mistreatment of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Shikha, I think there's a lesson in this. In 2015, when the when the center declassified the files on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, it was disclosed that Nehru was snooping on Netaji's family. These for 2 decades, 1948 to 1968, the Congress government was snooping largely in this period on Nehru's instructions on Netaji. What does that tell you, Shikha?
Deplorable.
Why did it happen? Why was there an attempt to destroy his legacy?
That is the question. That's a question that the Congress has to answer, not me. What I will say and what I am going to say is that given the fact that Mr. Bose was sort of steeped in nostalgia, I will claim and I will assert that members of my family were in the INA. They did serve with Netaji. Therefore, my credentials to speak are just as good as Mr. Bose's.
No, but just,
number one.
Number two. Repeat the question.
Two,
why were the findings of the Justice Mukherjee Commission rejected by the UPA? Who destroyed the files on Netaji?
The Congress to answer.
No. I am asking you as an analyst. Why did the Congress do that? You see,
I am not an apologist of the Congress.
I never suggested you were.
I have nothing to do with the Congress.
No, but
why? And I think it is disrespectful to ask a journalist about why holding a journalist
I don't see any. You see, Shikha. First of all, I'm asking an analytical question, and I think I am asking you for your analysis.
It is not an analytical question. You're asking why the Congress.
No.
Ask me the question in an analytical format and I will answer.
Okay, so here's a question in an analytical format and please don't get so worked up. I'm very calm about it.
I'm irritated. I'm not worked up.
Don't be irritated. It's a relevant question. I mean, Anuj is on the debate. I don't know why people get irritated with straight questions. I'll ask you the question in an analytical frame. You see, was there or was there not a direct attempt to suppress Netaji's legacy when in January 2012, Anuj, Shikha, the Congress government absolutely turned down the request of the All India Forward Bloc to celebrate the birthday of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose as Desh Prem Divas. They said there is no need to do that. Shikha, why did they do that?
I think it was wrong. As I said right at the beginning, some things are deplorable.
No, but why we can't just move on by saying it was wrong? There must be a deeper reason than that.
And let me also therefore raise the question that it has been a long-standing demand from West Bengal that the 23rd of January be celebrated as a national holiday out of respect for Netaji's contribution, which the General very eloquently pointed out. This request has been ignored up to now. And by declaring 23rd January Parakram Divas, it is like handing out crumbs.
Oh, okay.
It is not the full. Very
interesting.
Honor that he really did.
I would only say, Shikha, that I find it fascinating that you avoided my two questions on the Congress, saying they are not analytical enough, and then went on to make a political statement yourself.
I'm sorry, there's no political statement.
You have to come to terms with what has happened.
These are all facts. And one more fact, Arnab, just give me half a minute, and I will add one more fact. That Calcutta, people who have grown up in Calcutta, I don't know whether Mr. Thar has done so or not, but people who have grown up in Calcutta know that the Shambazar 5-point crossing has a statue of Netaji.
No.
We all know it.
You answer one question. No. Shikha Mukherjee, you are so defensive tonight. You are so utterly. Allow me to complete now. I need you to come to terms with the reality of this country, and Anuj is very much on the debate. Fact of the matter is, and I'll tell you plain as it comes now, Shikha. I'll tell you plain as it comes. Plain as it comes. You say you are not an apologist for the Congress party, but unfortunately, after your response, I find it impossible to believe that. Netaji's contributions to the freedom struggle were shafted. Netaji's contributions to the freedom struggle were shafted. His contribution to the freedom struggle by unfurling the Indian tricolour in Port Blair does not find a mention in history books. Do you even know your history? The women's regiment in 1943, which was a 1,000-strong Rani of Jhansi regiment, finds no mention in the history books. Have you read any history, Shikha? Why did INA veterans, ask G.D. Bakshi, have to wait 7 decades to walk down Kartavya Path? 7 decades. No, there's nothing to excuse. There's nothing to excuse, but there's certainly a lot to observe tonight. There is certainly a lot to observe tonight, Shikha.
Which was a part of the INA.
Well, the
And
foremost...
I find it absolutely disgusting.
No, you can say what you want.
You are attacking me.
You can say what you want. Netaji was the foremost figure. Netaji was the foremost figure of India's freedom struggle. He did not settle for anything less than complete independence from the oppressive British rule. Unlike Nehru was fascinated with both the Mountbattens. So you need to understand the reality of this country's history and the way it has to be rewritten. Anyway, you're still perspiring and you're uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable with the reality. You are uncomfortable with the reality. You are uncomfortable with the reality, which is absolutely appalling. It's appalling. It's appalling. It's appalling that even today, the same way in which Savarkar is sidelined, the same way in which Shama Prasad Mukherjee is sidelined, every unsung hero should get his due. G.D. Bakshi is on the debate and countering you. Abhishek, coming to you after that. G.D. Bakshi.
Arnab, let me straightforward and in a blunt manner answer the question, very pertinent question that you have raised. Netaji and the INA got us freedom, but power was transferred to an Anglophile elite who first of all appointed Lord Mountbatten as the first Governor General of India. And first order of Mountbatten was that no soldier of the INA would be taken back into the Indian Army. Their pensions would be stopped. They would be left to starve. They would be treated as traitors.
Well said, sir. Well said.
That is the policy that government followed. Let there be no doubt about this. Because Mountbatten had told Nehru that you want to be the Prime Minister, if this man comes back, you can forget about it. He did his best to bury Netaji's legacy. I charge that. And I have facts to prove that.
Absolutely.
The Congress did their best to bury the legacy of Netaji.
You see,
to deny the INA
tonight, General Bakshi, tonight is a, let me tell you, General Bakshi, for all the polite noises that Macaulay's children and the leftovers of Macaulay's children, and there are quite a few leftovers of Macaulay's children in this country, they are in a state like the tsunami has hit them. The leftovers of Macaulay's children don't know what to do because they say that next people will ask, where is the history of the Chapekar brothers? Why didn't we pay homage to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India? They will ask these questions. These are the people who are uncomfortable with the 182-meter tall Statue of Unity, the world's largest statue. They don't know what to do. It's a cataclysmic moment for them. They want to hang on to the relics of the British Raj. They have a slavish mentality. They're intellectual slaves, dwarfs. That's what they are. And today they are seeing the change right in front of their eyes, Abhishek, Sudhir. And their only worry is Modi going to benefit out of it? I mean, how narrow-minded can you get? How small can your thinking be? Abhishek is on the debate now. Abhishek.
Just one quick point on that.
No. Let Abhishek come in. After that, you make your quick point. Yes.
Well, Mr. Goswami.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Goswami, you see, the thing is, how do you honor Netaji's legacy? It's wonderful to have a statue. It's a great honor. But to truly honor Netaji, we have to live our life according to his principles. We have to emulate what Netaji did. The British hounded Netaji by using sedition as a tool. And today, the ruling dispensation once again uses that very same section of the IPC that was used against Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose to silence critics. We do not live according to the life of Netaji. We don't emulate Netaji. We are repeating the mistakes that the British made. Mr. Modi speaks of a colonial mindset.
Look at
all well and good. Change the name from Rajpath to Kartavya Path. But are we serious? Have we really gotten over the colonial mindset? We still call the party in power the ruling party. The colonial mindset has not gone anywhere. The colonial laws are used to suppress Indian citizens in 2022 by the ruling dispensation. The ruling dispensation and the spokesperson of the ruling dispensation should tell us today, are they willing to take back sedition? Are they willing to repeal sedition? Tell us.
Make one simple point. He's going off the tangent.
Netaji's memory.
No, going off the tangent yourself. So, well, 1947 when we had this transfer of power and people who read the Harmony of Subhash Bose's struggle,
when are you going
there
to
was
repeal
a
sedition?
demand.
Remove it from the books. Stop
there was
hounding
a demand in 1947 to have Netaji's portrait in Parliament
One party is ruled by
Assembly,
one
which
man.
became the Parliament
Where
House.
is the colonial mindset gone?
Arnab, why can't you rein Abhishek Sudhir, who's talking
colonial mindset
gibberish.
is very much here.
He's talking absolute gibberish. This man knows nothing about the topic at hand. He stops
Sanju,
every debate
why
with
does
Modi,
your Lord Modi continue to use sedition? If you want to change the colonial mindset, stop using sedition against Indian citizens in 2022.
You are out of syllabus as always. You are vitriolic and you have nothing
He is
better to do
claiming to be the inheritor of Netaji's legacy.
No, nobody has made such a
He is
claim.
claiming to be the
Nobody has
inheritor of
made such a
Netaji's
claim.
legacy.
You're out of your mind. Ardendo Bose can correct you. Nobody made such a claim. Anuj, was any such claim made? You were there today. Was any such claim? Has any such claim been made? That claim is in your mind. That reflects your political insecurity. Anuj, 1 minute. Anuj, was any such claim made?
He is taking claim.
No, not at all.
Let me give you another example which is in front of us.
He's taking
part of
claim to
history.
Netaji's legacy.
1947, when
Netaji belongs to every Indian.
Sir, listen, hear me out. So I'm talking about history, not talking about today. 1947, when India became, we had this transfer of power because of what Netaji did, and people reaped the, his struggle and they harvested the struggle. So there was a demand to have Netaji's portrait in the assembly, which would become our parliament. So do you know when it eventually happened? Of course, government was not keen. They did not even have Subhash Bose's portrait in the Parliament House till 1978. And during this period, all Tom, Dick and Harrys, if you compare them in Netaji, they were Tom, Dick and Harrys. So you had their portraits, but Netaji was not even given space in the Parliament House till 1978. It's only when Samar Guha from Bengal, Atal Bihari Vajpayee from here, this part of the world, and then they put pressure, and Morarji Bhai Desai agreed. So this is a matter of great shame that it took us 25 plus years to have his portrait in Parliament House, and today is a much bigger date. I mean, we should be very happy and pleased.
Abhishek, I will conclude by saying,
I don't know how can a senior journalist. अरे भैया बोलने तो दो ना, बीच में बतर कर रहे हो, किसी को बोलने दो बैठ करके, आप क्या डिस्कशन करो यार बैठ करके. आप मैडम इतनी सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट होकर के मैडम आपने शाम बाजार को आप कंपेयर करनी है राजपथ से. आप कौन सी कंट्री में जर्नलिस्ट आप अमेरिका में रहती हैं क्या?
Anuj to Shikha. Anuj is making a point to Shikha.
आप शाम की मूर्ति को कंपेयर कर रहे हैं इसके साथ में.
Or are we subjects?
Yes.
No, you are a journalist. You are comparing Sham Bazaar crossing with the
Are we
Rajpath.
citizens or are we subjects?
क्या बात कर रहे हैं? कौन सी दुनिया में रहते हैं आप? Which world do you live in?
That in Bengal, in households.
अरे मैडम, I do a lot, but you are talking out. What you're talking nonsensical. You don't like. You talk about complete nonsense. You're talking. Such a serious thing has happened, and you're talking about Sham Bazaar. अरे बाबा, Sham Bazaar. What comparison Sham Bazaar has to this place? Are you aware what is? Do you know what is Rajpath? Have you ever been to Delhi?
Oh no.
अरे मैडम, आपको पता है राजपथ किसका नाम है? आप शाम बाजार को इक्वेट कर रही है, इक्वेट कर रही है. Do you know what is Sham Bazaar? You comparing Sham Bazaar with Rajpath?
No.
Who knows about the Rajpath? We of course are ignorant. We come from the Muzaffar. How will we know all these things? You people are the ones who are.
But you are making a light of everything. Such an important thing happened.
Why do you want to downplay it? The point he's trying to make to you, Shikha, is that you're trying to downplay it because you're clearly uncomfortable with it.
But I will not
don't
indulge in the
You're
same
so
sort of
uncomfortable.
Arnab, I want to make one point. Arnab, please, one personal point. She's talking about her father being in the INA. My grandfather fought against the INA. There is no reason why, but just because my father was in the INA, I am also a patriot and I am a Subhash supporter. Many of the people in the INA became part of the Nehru Brigade afterwards, after independence.
And the middle class.
This lady is not happy. That's all.
She's not happy. She's not happy. She's not happy. But I think she should be happy. She should be happy. But I want to tell you, Shikha, even if you're not happy, you should not so openly display it on television. Even if you are not happy, which appears to be the case, you should not show it. You should not show it.
Take away from Bengal its own legacy.
She does not like
well, you are not happy. You are not happy, and you should also you should read more. You should read much more, Shikha. You should read much more about the very interesting relationship and admiration that Bose had for Savarkar.
Arnab,
You should read about it.
I think
You should genuinely read about
for
it.
your bad manners.
Oh, please,
You
just
need
stop
to
it.
No,
apologize
you
for
need
your
to read
bad
about it.
manners.
Stop it.
For the simple reason that
If you're not aware of it, if you're not aware of it, I can educate you sometime.
Or that they have no clue
No, but
as to
you
what
should
the Rajpath is all about.
today,
And it is
Ardinduda.
ridiculous.
This was not the day. This was not a day. This was not the moment, Ardinduda. But
This is
most
not the
unfortunately,
moment when
what
these
comes
kind of
across to
things
me
should be
is that
said at all.
people
This is
even
an
today,
uncivilized-
despite all the
it is an
polite noises they've been making,
uncivilized
deep
program.
within there is a
I think this is
dissatisfaction.
one of the things
There's a
that-
dissatisfaction about the recognition to Netaji. And some people are being unable to suppress that. Shikha, please, you should suppress it, even if you feel that way.
I'm not going to suppress
Thank you.
anything that
Yeah,
I say.
thank you.
And I'm not going to
Ardinduda,
suppress
wanted
anything
to.
that I
His hand was up for a long time. Ardinduda.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. All right. Shika's been talking about the statue in Sham Bazaar. I think it's an embarrassment of a statue. My mama bari is North Calcutta. I mean, they have a statue with Netaji on a horse. He's never ridden a horse in his life. He came fourth in the ICSM, not first, because he failed in horse riding. So put him on a horse is an embarrassment. So, well, Shikha, with due regard to what you were saying.
Mr. Bose,
secondly,
why
what I'd
don't
like
you
to say
refer
is-
to the Netaji statue right plonk in the middle of Calcutta, right
I
outside
think
the gates of the
Ardinduda, you should
Raj
stop trying
I
because
think you need to also take into account
Shikha,
that he sits
Shikha, you're
in
not
the
a-
heart of the city.
Shikha, you are
right
speaking.
outside the gates of
Shikha,
the
you're
Raj
speaking
Bhavan,
to my.
where
You're
the flow
speaking
of
to my. You are speaking to many of our
Yes,
panelists
yes,
with the
that's-
attitude of a
there
school
you are.
teacher.
That-
You should avoid that because many of them know much more about Netaji than you do. Thank you very much. They know much more about Netaji than you do.
Shikha,
And you, Shikha, should not have expressed your real views and angst so openly on television as you have done today about whatever has happened. Your angst has been too transparently obvious to all of us. And ladies and gentlemen, finally, a super exclusive from Republic Bangla, which undertook a deep investigation into some sensational allegations in the Sharada scam. Claims that an accused is being pressurized to name the West Bengal leader of the opposition in the scam or face more charges, more cases. The West Bengal CID, after our report, outrightly denied the charges, but the questions linger as a big political face-off ensues as a result. Here is the mega exclusive by the Republic Bangla team, and then we shall debate.
It was a chit fund scam that shook up the nation. It caused a political scandal. It led to big arrests and attachment of assets worth rupees 600 crores.
का साथ तृणमूल कांग्रेस का संबंध नहीं है। जो लोग घोटाला का बात करते हैं पहले वो लोगों को चैरिटी बिगिंस एट होम देखना चाहिए। दूसरी बात ये है कि सरदा हमारा गवर्नमेंट रहने का टाइम नहीं हुआ। आप अच्छा से समझ लो 2001 से 2006 में ये लोग लेफ्ट फंड जमाना में किया।
The hands of the influentials are too long. So I don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Debjani Mukherjee was the director of Sharada Group of Companies and co-accused with its promoter Sudipto Sen has made a sensational claim. A deep investigation of Republic Bangla led us to a sensational documents that reveals how she was allegedly pressurized.
Signed, stamped and received letter from the mother of Debjani Mukherjee to CBI says there was undue pressure to say Sudipto Sen has paid rupees 6 crores to Sujan Chakraborty and leader of opposition Shubhendu Adhikari. If true, this is a shocking act of coercion to falsely implicate the opposition leader and other opposition leaders in West Bengal.
Republic Bangla tracked and spoke to Sarbani Mukherjee, who wrote the purported letter.
আমি করছি, আমি দেবযানীর মা, আমি করছি। দেবযানীর কাছে এরকম একটা কি বলবো, একটা এসছে যে এটা বলার জন্য, কিন্তু যেটা সত্যি দেবযানী সেটাই বলবে।
মানে সত্যিটা কি? মানে দেবযানী দেবী কি?
আমি জানি না, দেবযানী জানি।
কিন্তু দেবযানী দেবীকে বলা হয়েছে যে শুভেন্দু অধিকারী এবং সুজন চক্রবর্তীর নাম বলার জন্য, এটা সত্যি?
এটা সত্যি, এটা সত্যি।
But the West Bengal CID is claiming these are false and baseless allegations. The Republic Bangla investigation has shaken up the political landscape.
আসলে ওরা ভয় পাচ্ছে, কারণ রাস্তায় দেখছে বামপন্থীরা, লড়াইতে আছে বামপন্থীরা, চিটফান্ডের লড়াইতে প্রথম দিন থেকে আমরা আছি, আমি সহ অবশ্যই আছি। এটা তদন্ত হোক না, এই চিঠিটা কি করে হলো, কে করালো, কার ইঙ্গিতে হলো, তৃণমূলের কোন নেতা যুক্ত, ষড়যন্ত্র কে করেছে। সামনে আবার একটা ভোট এসে গেছে, ভোটের প্রস্তুতি চলছে, কদিন পরে পঞ্চায়েতের ভোট, ফলে আবার এই ভোটের ঠিক মুখে একটু ষড়যন্ত্র বাড়তি করবার একটা ঝোঁক ওদের থাকে। বাট ডাজন্ট ম্যাটার এনিথিং, পুলিশের যে অফিসার এখানে যুক্ত, কোর্টে তাদের দৌড় করানো হবে, এটা যেন মনে রাখে।
Shubhendu Adhikari has also tweeted saying that this is intimidating under-trial prisoners to give false statement against opposition leaders. Shubhendu Adhikari has also said that he is going to file legal action and take legal action against this serious offence that has come to notice.